All right, welcome to Talking Investing. I'm Tom, and as always, this is not financial advice. Today, I want to talk about RIOT Platforms, aka Riot Blockchain, stock ticker RIOT. They're a Bitcoin mining company. They put out their March operational update, so I want to go through the March update, and I want to go through some of their balance sheet and their income statement and take a look at their stock and talk a little bit about where Riot's at and where I see them going for the rest of the year. So Riot right now is the largest Bitcoin miner by market cap that's publicly traded in North America. So if we take a look, you'll see they're trading in the middle of the day today here at about $9.27. That puts them at about a $1.5 billion market cap. If you enjoy this content, please remember to subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, and hit the notification bell so you get notified every time we make a video. Okay, so one other thing just to put things in perspective, this is a chart of their market cap over the last 3 years. So you're going to see they did actually have a massive run up in February of 2021. So that's 2 years ago now. This was just under a $6 billion market cap company. So it's now about a $1.5 billion market cap company. It has suffered the same fate as most of the rest of the Bitcoin miners. So these companies are down drastically over the last 2 years. So just to take a look at a more recent number, November of 2021, this was a $4 billion company. That's when Bitcoin was at its all-time high. So again, it's down from $4 billion to $1.5 billion. So I do believe there's a lot of room to the upside in this company. Let's go to their actual production report and talk about what they did in the month of March. So Riot announces March 2023 production and operations update. Riot achieves new all-time high hash rate capacity in March 2023. Riot produced 695 Bitcoin, an increase of 36% as compared to March of 2022. So that's year over year. You guys know on this channel, I like to compare month over month, so I will go to a chart of Bitcoin mined by month for Riot. January of 2023 was their all-time best month. This is their second best. Okay, next one. Riot held approximately 7,072 Bitcoin as of March 31st, all produced by the company's self-mining operations. They still do have a very large stack of Bitcoin. I want to look at their balance sheet later as well because that is a big part of the story of this company. They have an extremely strong balance sheet. Riot sold 675 Bitcoin, so they mined 695, they sold 675. I'm going to show you their statement of cash flows later as well because I think it's important to understand. It's clear when you look at their December statement of cash flows exactly what this company's strategy was last year. Okay, Riot has deployed a fleet of 94,176 miners with a hash rate capacity of 10.5 exahash per second as of March 31st, 2023, which excludes 17,040 miners that are offline as a result of the damage to Building G from the severe winter weather in late December in Texas. So they still have 17,000 miners offline. Their ultimate goal here is to get to 12.5 exahash in the year 2023. They do have some gigantic developments that they're already committed to going forward, but it looks to me like they're not so focused on that in 2023. So we'll talk about what those are, and I think that has a lot to do with their 2024 and 2025 plans. Okay, this is a quote from Jason Les, the CEO of Riot. Upon completion of the final build-out and deployment of miners at our Rockdale facility, so that's in Rockdale, Texas, in April of 2023, so that's this month, our teams will remain focused on maximizing operating efficiencies to further improve performance results at the Rockdale facility and on the continued development of our new Corsicana facility, which is also in Texas. Okay, so estimated hash rate growth due to the ongoing impact of damage incurred to Building F and G during the severe winter storm in Texas in late December. Riot now anticipates achieving a total mining hash rate capacity of 12.5 exahash in the second half of 2023. So they expected to do that in the first half of 2023, but they did get that winter storm that severely damaged a couple of their buildings. They're just a little bit shy of that number right now. And again, they do have some massive expansion plans going forward. However, it looks to me like they've lined up a strategy here that we'll talk about. YouTube revenue is down massively in 2023, so I do have a membership program. There's a lot of benefits for being a member, so if you're interested in supporting the channel, it's $5 a month. You can hit the join button on the YouTube page. It's right next to the subscribe button. Members have a bunch of members-only content already built up, ready, and waiting for you. We also have a members-only live stream once a week, every Tuesday after the market closes, and in addition to that, we have a members-only Discord that I'm active in on a daily basis. So if you're interested in supporting the channel, I would appreciate it. Hope to see you there. Okay, this is from their investor presentation, which was updated on March 24th, so just a couple of weeks ago. Number 2, lower cost producer, 2.96 cents per kilowatt hour. So in fiscal year 2022, direct cost per Bitcoin was $11,225. The gross profit for Bitcoin mining was 60%. So although it was a bear market, the Bitcoin network continued to increase in size and strength and difficulty. So it was kind of the worst of both worlds. Okay, strong financial and liquidity position. Cash balance $230 million. Bitcoin held 7,058. Long-term debt outstanding. This is important, 0. So if you're familiar with this channel, you know I talk a lot about this. The companies that took on and incurred a lot of debt in 2021 and 2022 early, those companies, many of them struggled. Many of them have had to completely reorganize their entire business and scale way down. Well, Riot did not take on any debt. They still have 0 debt. And you can see they have very strong liquidity. So just to look at their balance sheet very quickly, this is from December 31st, 2022. They had $443 million in current assets. The majority of that was cash and Bitcoin. Now, the price of Bitcoin's gone up considerably since then, so this number just on its own naturally is going to be a much larger number right now. Their current ratio is absolutely fantastic. Their assets to liabilities ratio is great. Their debt to equity, obviously they have no debt. So in every way, this is a very strong company from a balance sheet standpoint. I'm gonna go back to their presentation because this is what it looks like their plans are. We have the Rockdale facility. This is basically done. The largest Bitcoin mining data center in North America. And there's a little number 1 here which says, as measured by developed capacity. So there will be some with plans that are larger than this. But at the moment, 700 megawatt total capacity in Rockdale is the largest facility. 500 megawatts of that is self-mining for Riot. 12.5 exahash is the target, so they're easily able to get that inside of the 500 megawatts right here. 200 megawatts of data hosting of institutional scale clients. So we're going to see how that goes over time. So far, the hosting business, in my opinion, that has been a placeholder for them to take over, ultimately to put their own machines in, because it's been a losing proposition so far. We'll see how that goes going forward. Okay, so that's their current plan. So 12.5 exahash takes them to the end of the plans they've been talking about for really the last year. Then they have the Corsicana facility. So this is the second large-scale development located in Corsicana, Texas, with anticipated 1 gigawatt of total capacity approved by ERCOT. This is pushed out more towards the end of the year, and one of the things that they've talked about at Riot is they are very vertically integrated. They are doing things in their proper order. In other words, they're building out their infrastructure and then they're buying machines and filling them up. 2023, everybody's going to keep a close eye on what the price of Bitcoin is. And I think that's going to dictate a lot how quickly these companies proceed with their new developments. So, if Bitcoin is healthy all year long and getting healthier, then I think you're probably going to see them work at an accelerated pace here on this Corsicana facility and get some of it up by the fourth quarter of 2023. If not, they're going to be at 12.5 exahash in the middle of the year. So that will put them as one of the top Bitcoin miners by size, even if they just stay right there. And obviously they have the capacity to more than double with their new facility that they will be building. Okay, so a quick look at the statement of cash flows, because this is where it becomes evident what this company is doing. So if we look here, net cash provided by operating activities, $530,000. So that is almost essentially break even. And what you're going to see inside of here, this line right here is proceeds from sale of Bitcoin. That was $79 million. Now, if we look at their income statement, you'll see they mined a lot more than that. They sold Bitcoin this year to pay for their operations. So year to date, they paid for their operations without having any stock dilution or debt to go towards operations. And then it looks like they did have stock dilution to pay for their growth, their capital expenditures. So that seems to be the philosophy. I mean, I don't think it's a coincidence that they were essentially exactly break even from a cash flow standpoint from operations in 2022, and it looks like they're doing the same thing in 2023. Even with paying for their entire operations through the sale of Bitcoin, they did manage to hodl an additional 2,063 Bitcoin in the year 2022. Then if we go over here and take a look at this chart, this is their Bitcoin mined by month. So remember earlier I was saying this was the second best month they've ever had. So you'll see January of 2023, they did 740 Bitcoin. That's the most Bitcoin they've ever mined in a month. 695 in March is the second most Bitcoin they've ever mined in a month. And I do think we're going to see these numbers fluctuate. They do get paid some to curtail and give energy back to the grid. We will be talking about that more in later videos because there's some legislation in Texas that may be looking to change that equation. Okay, so this was February's production for all of the Bitcoin miners. This is the top 10. So essentially you're going to see last month Riot was in second place at 675 Bitcoin. This month they mined 695 Bitcoin. This is going to keep them in second place because we already know Marathon mined 825. that is going to be first place. CleanSpark mined 598. So Riot is put right in the middle of those two, soundly in second place. And I think that's a spot they're probably going to hold for a lot of the year in the year 2023. This is a chart of the publicly traded Bitcoin miners' stock performance in the first quarter of 2023. So you're going to see in gold here, I have Bitcoin. Bitcoin was up 72% in the first quarter. You're going to see Riot was one of the best performing Bitcoin miners. There's this purple line right here at 195%. This was very strong performance for their stock. This is Riot zoomed in on the 1-day time frame. So I just want to show you the run up that they've had. So from their lows, which was basically at the end of December 28th, so that was just about 3 months and 1 week ago. From that point to where they're trading in the middle of the day today, they're up about 184%. So remember, they were up 195% in the first quarter. So you can see they have come down just a little bit, but still up 183% or 184% year to date. So this is a massive move to the upside. And if we just look at the move from March 10th to April 6th, that's less than 1 month. They're up 80% in the last month, so they have been one of the strongest performing stocks out of all the Bitcoin mining companies. If I zoom out to look at some potential upside, none of the Bitcoin miners are back to where they were the last time Bitcoin was at $25,000, which was August of 2022. Riot is by far the very closest. They're only about 12.5% away from that. Now, they're multiples bigger as a company, and you saw their balance sheet is very strong. So the price target I'm looking at, and this may be a 2023 end of the year price target. This may take even longer than that. Obviously, this is very dependent on two things. Number one, how Bitcoin performs. If Bitcoin can continue to go up from here and get healthier, that will make a big difference. And then obviously, how are the monthly operational reports from Riot? Riot would have to go up 159% to get back to where it was last March of 2022. So I do think that that's maybe a realistic 12-month price target. Again, this is what I'm looking at. This is not financial advice. I don't know where Riot's going. And like I said, there's two main variables really. It's Riot's performance as a company and Bitcoin's performance. So, those things are variables that we don't know. So we'll see. As always, I like to take a look at the downside. If Riot was to get back to where it was just 3 months ago in late December, that would be a 67% pullback. So as always with the Bitcoin mining companies, there's a big risk reward equation. So please be careful. Please do your own due diligence. That's what I got for you this month on Riot Platforms. So thanks so much for watching. If you made it this far, please remember to subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, and hit the notification bell. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.